everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan, and thank you for tuning in on a Saturday. Always talking little real estate. What's better real estate? Not much, man. That's what we do. It's what we live over here. And super, super busy summer. And now it's football time in East Tennessee. What a better time. Football time in East Tennessee. And so we got a good show for you guys. If you're tuning in for the first time, make sure you check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Don't forget our podcasts on Apple and Android in case you missed the show. We always got some helpful information and love to get you to subscribe and keep you up to date with the Knoxville surrounding real estate market. Some congrats. We always want to start off with that. Congrats to Rocky Top Way. They just closed. Ridgecrest Loop luxury cabin over $1 million. Congrats. Collier Drive just went under contract. Meadow Point at Farragut went under contract. Walnut Hill went under contract, sold it once, came back and sold it again. Sometimes that happens. And 2 new listings that are back on the market through no fault to the seller. Best Road in Maryville and 496 Monroe Road, some acreage. Make sure you check those out. You can always visit us at ryancoleman.org. So hope everybody's doing well, and thank you so much for tuning in. April sends all the love. She's busy as a bee, helping us with the real estate, and my little ones, keeping them straight, which, as you guys know, that is a full-time job. So we thought about today in the show and just kind of talking about real estate in general. And Nick, our marketing director, said, well, Ryan, if you're getting into the real estate market, or what you're thinking is, there's a lot of people that just have general questions for agents. Do I need an agent? Do I not need an agent? Maybe in this market, do I sell it myself? Do I get an appraisal for I listed? All these different questions. And I said, you know what? These are a lot of questions that we handle on a daily basis. I said, well, what's better than daily basis? Let's just put it on the radio. Let's put it out there to talk. So today, questions to ask your realtor. So we're going to go through several questions, different topics, and hopefully maybe if you're thinking about buying or selling the next 6 months, maybe you got a friend or family member that's thinking about that. We know some great agents here in town that I think we could probably help you, but hopefully you'll find these questions helpful and will help you lead you in the right direction. As always, we always say, listen, buying and selling a home is a big process. It's one of the most stressful things you could ever do. And it's usually involving a spouse, moving, putting your house on the market, buying the next one, and then trying to close all on the same day with kiddos, with school, with work. You can see why the stress gets there. And if you know real estate, nothing goes perfectly. And you're dealing with a lot of different personalities. So those things all come into play. So these are why these questions, I think, are very, very helpful. So first, the number one question is, Ryan, in the real estate market today, the market's strong. Do I really need an agent? Maybe I can just kind of do this on myself. And I can go directly to Zillow or Realtor.com or some of the sites, and I'll just go maybe get a better deal. Always a good option, right? There's always an option. I say that in this market or in any market, not just because I'm an agent, there's a power in a team, right? And in this market, if you sell real estate consistently, Zillow, Realtor.com obviously are not going to give you a snapshot of the market. You know, in real estate or in sales, something's worth what a buyer and a seller are willing to pay, right? So it's worth what somebody's willing to pay. And how do you know what somebody's willing to pay? Your best advantage in the marketplace today is an agent that is in the marketplace that knows your neighborhood, that knows market trends. And as we can see, as cycles go up, things go down. And so you make sure that you have the right advice. It isn't always about the right advice and to guide you in the right direction. And a lot of the times that when you hire an agent, it's your best investment that's going to walk you from start to finish. And you've got that other team member. I bought property out of state. One of the first times I've done that without myself being an agent. And I used an agent because I believe in it. And it was an advocate for me, someone that really knew that market better than I did. And so that is the first thing. Even in a hot market, there's so much more value by having somebody represent you and work for your interests. Trust me. There's power in the team. Okay, let's see. Ryan, hey, will I work directly with you or somebody on your team? So we have a great team here, and we don't do everything by ourselves. A lot of times you're going to work with me. You may work with one of our other team members. Here's the difference. We treat you like family over here. It's not a transaction. I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and he said, well, how many sales or how many closings or commissions do you get? And I said, you know what? It's funny because I don't even know. Because when we focus on helping people, we always win at the end. I always tell my clients, I said, we win when you win. Nothing, and I think Nick can contest to it. Nothing's more exciting if you see our pictures. We kind of got a little late posting some of the pictures, been so busy. But nothing's more rewarding when we get to closing and we can get those pictures posted. Because those are journeys, whether you're downsizing, whether you're relocating out for a new job, maybe it's your first purchase, right? And we get to do those pictures. They're so rewarding because out of all the agents and all the opportunities that you had, you chose us, and then you're happy. When you're happy at the very end, that's super exciting for us. So that's what we kind of talk about, and that's what we focus on. So I think always when you put people over profits, it's always going to be an opportunity to win and help people. So that's how we focus. Everybody's different. Okay. Let's see. How is the market right now? That probably we could go, Nick, maybe 10, 15 minutes on that. So, but how is the market right now? Well, as you know, you've been following the real estate market. The inventory is about 2,300 on the market presently. All right. But that number could go up. It could go down. What we're seeing is overall is a seller's market. And the combination of things that we've seen over the last 18 months, 24 months. And one of the questions is, so Ryan, why is the inventory so low? And is there an opportunity for the inventory to go up? And I think you're seeing some of that the inventory is going up. Remember that we've come out of a pandemic for the last 2 years, basically, or we're still presently in one. And the opportunity with where we're at is when the pandemic came out, a lot of people were very, very uneasy. Very, very uneasy. I know in our markets, a lot of people went home and they worked from home. Businesses were trying to find out how to function, keep everybody safe, but still go forward. And some people, I don't know if you remember, guys, but a lot of us, at least I know we were in front of the news watching it going, is the world coming to an end, right? So a lot of it was a real shock to the community. But then we find ways to adapt. That's what we do. We're Americans. And number one, we're Vols, man, right? We find a way to persevere and get through all that. And we've done that. And then it's like, well, here's another hurdle. But that's just life. But I think we're doing that at a stronger pace. Keep in mind, in real estate or sales that we're in, you say how the market is. Well, the market can change on a dime. That's one of the biggest things that we want to stress to sellers or in the marketplace. Well, we don't ever want to get to a position where we think we know what the market will do, because we watched 18 months ago that what we thought was going to happen, it changed in a dime. It was immediately condos that we had were not moving. Certain properties were. Lenders were restricting, right? So that's another big thing. It's not just the consumer confidence. Well, what happens if the lenders get nervous? Well, they started raising credit score requirements. A lot of the lenders couldn't get the appraisals out in time. It was a mess. And a lot of lenders were all working from home. So you know how that goes. When the lenders work from home, we get home, we get consistent. And unfortunately, sometimes things on timelines, we're missing timelines. So we all had to adapt to that. But I think getting back to where the market is now, I think we're in a stronger place because we persevered through the process. We're getting more confidence. But a lot of that inventory was lagging because of consumers not really wanting people in their home through due reasons. And then the challenge would be with everything going on, a lot of people weren't putting their homes on the market. So it's a domino effect where we're putting our home on the market, right? But then if there's nowhere to go where the prices are astronomical, does it even make sense to do it? And so a lot of people were putting those back. Well, we had a lot of regulations that were going across the U.S. and what's going on in certain other states. And so a lot of opportunities where people were working from home now had an opportunity to say, well, they're going to keep us working from home. And now that opened up the marketplace. And no surprise, right, in East Tennessee, that why our, no state tax, beautiful lakes, beautiful schools, just, great place to live and grow and raise a family. Well, people were coming to Tennessee. Tennessee, Texas, and I think one other state, one of the top in the U.S. with people relocating. But the challenge is finding homes. So I think the market's going to be strong. But what I would tell everybody as we're coming onto this break, price it where you need to be. Don't overprice it because the market could change on us. Hey, we're talking more about this on Real Estate with Ryan. Stay tuned with us. We're talking about questions to ask your realtor. We'll talk more about this after the break.
Knoxville and East Tennessee. The region is known for its rolling hills, rivers, and lakes. There's no better place to work, live, or raise a family. Home is where your story begins. Buying or selling your home is a big decision, and you need a real estate team you can trust.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty, your hometown experts. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let us develop a winning game plan for you.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
Your friend promised we wouldn't be homeless.
He promised. He's doing everything to fix it.
You need to call and have him fix it now.
Hey, man. No, not yet. Let me call you back. We're working on it.
Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty.
He says he's doing the best he can do, honey.
Well, he's taking too long. I knew we should have gone with Ryan Coleman.
Choosing the right agent is never easy.
Call your hometown experts. We'll take care of all the details and make sure you don't get stuck in a motel. All right, thanks for coming back. And on the other side of the break, we're talking a little real estate. We're saying questions to ask your realtor. We just thought it'd be a good time to talk about the show. And a lot of guys, sellers, buyers, individuals say, well, Ryan, in real estate, I've bought and sold a bunch of property. I've got it covered. But it's always something different in the real estate market. Even if you bought and sold a lot of homes in your time, things change on a dime, and it's always good to network and kind of see what things that you would even think about would come up. So we got these questions here, and we thought it'd be a good topic for a show, and I hope you're enjoying the show. Every week you check us out on 92.3 FM and then 98.7 Talk Radio, and just check us out there where it's Saturday on 92.3 at 11 a.m., and then what are we, Nick, 1 o'clock on Talk Radio. And so good opportunity to catch us there, and always catch us on social media if we miss it. So in the first half, we were talking about how's the market right now. We were ending on that. And I said, at the end of the day, the market is always going to be a great opportunity to buy and sell. It just depends if you're the buyer or the seller, right? Because very rarely in the market is it a buyer's market or a seller's. It's one of the two. And right now we're in a seller's market opportunity, but we could be switching over to more of a buyer's softening market. We saw some reports the other day that some of summer sales or things like that were going down a little bit sluggish. It happens, That's one of the things that we're talking about, saying, listen, if you put the home on the market and you get a good agent, trust your agent's advice. I think one of the biggest things that we see in our marketplace is consumers hire us or they interview, but they want everything that we do market-wise. They want everything that we're going to do. But sometimes when it comes down to the bottom line or the suggestions, maybe the consumer says, well, we're going to do it our way. And that's obviously a prerogative, but trust in your agents and your team. Remember, there's a lot of agents out there. There's a lot of opportunities out there. And when you pick one or a great agent that's working for you, you got to trust in them. Let's work together as that team because, if we're working against each other, then we might not get the results that we need. So I've got another question here that's very, very popular. They say, well, Ryan, how much is my home worth? Well, we've got a tool on our website that's a home evaluation. So if you guys are out and about, or if you're thinking about selling this year, maybe going into next year, you may want to check it out. RyanColeman.org. Go to my website, front page. You can get a free evaluation, and it'll give you a snapshot. Maybe you're not ready to have me come out and talk numbers, but it'll give you kind of a broad range. And if you want more of a detailed approach, you can just drop me an email or leave your information, and then we can get back with you. But it will give you a snapshot of what the market's doing, because there's a lot of tools, the Zillows, the Realtor.com really is not market specific. They have Zestimates and things like that really are not accurate. So we've created a tool specific for the Knoxville DMA market. So no matter whether you're in Loudoun, Sevierville, Anderson County, we're going to have you covered there. So let's see here. All right. How much time in this market will it take to actually get sold? It's a good question. Really good question. So we saw the other day that the average days on markets are 17 days on the market compared to almost 30 a year ago. Well, one of the challenges in this market is not so much really selling the property, but it is securing the highest price. And one of the biggest things that you're going to need to talk to your agent about, or questions to do, is what do you do to market your property? What do you do versus just putting a sign in the yard? And it needs to be comprehensive. Well, the logical thing is, Ryan, when the market's really good, we can just go with a cheap commission and just kind of throw it out there. That is one opportunity. See, the question is, when you list a property or you sell a property in today's market, it's really not looking for one offer. We're looking for 10, right? Or 5 or 8 or even 3. Because when we get people competing, when we can get buyers, we call it like an auction-like atmosphere. If we can get 2 offers, okay, it doesn't always happen every time, right? We may have just squeaked every dollar that we could have out of the property, and we get 1, but that number is so above market. Seller's happy, buyer's happy. Buyer's happy they could secure a property for their family. Seller's happy with the numbers and the terms. But when we can get multiple offers, that means people compete. And when we compete, it's always a seller's opportunity. And we just lost one on the other day. Did one in Alcoa, 7 or 8. We won on numbers, right? But we didn't win on terms. So frustrating in the marketplace. You know, buyers are trying to secure the property, but still try to get the best deal to protect them in this marketplace, right? So that they don't overpay. So that's the next question, Ryan. How do you in this market not overpay? You know, I haven't figured that out. You know, in the real estate market right now, it's always worth what a buyer and seller are willing, you know, to negotiate and kind of pay. But as a buyer, one important tip that you can do is have a great agent in your corner. That's why we talk about teamwork. And what you're able to do is see the market trends. You know, experience is very, very important. I've been doing it 22 years. And when a market is very hot, sometimes the numbers will lag 30, 60, 90, 120 days down the road. And when we have a market that's increasing, your most valuable numbers is what? Not sold comps a year ago, right? Your most value is what's going under contract now. And a lot of those numbers you may not know. So having a strong agent and a strong team in your corner, knowing the market of the whole area, I think that's so important. One of the things we talk about is that if you have an agent that just works subdivisions or certain areas, which is totally fine, right? Actually, I had a good friend of mine that she built her business in the real estate industry by working a 5-mile radius. Didn't go out of the area, didn't spend much marketing, but worked certain subdivisions. And that was her area and her expertise, and she mastered it. Great agent, great agent. And so nothing's wrong with that. But in this competitive market, our business philosophy is that we're going to work to find all the homes that are available, because buyers in today's price range, in any price range, are expanding their search. Because why? There's limited inventory. So we have to expand. People are homeschooling. People are working from home. So sometimes school districts that were a challenge years ago, they're not anymore. So it's kind of open up the market. But knowing the marketplace, knowing your pendings, and having that expertise on the guidance and where the market is going in that area projected 2 to 3 years out will help you from overpaying on that particular property. Of course, you want to get an appraisal, but remember, an appraisal is a snapshot in today's marketplace. And that marketplace is a snapshot for a brief moment in time. Now, that can change very, very quickly. So, just turn on the news, guys. Just turn on the news, watch the news, and you could see in a matter of a blink of an eye, the market could change. So that's why it's important that we're looking longevity. Look, some of the properties that we've bought, one of the most important things that you can do as a buyer is to have that personal feel. One of the suggestions that we tell all of our clients is that you need to ride through the neighborhood. You need to ride through in the evening, on the weekend. Get a feel of your neighbors. I encourage you to go out there, maybe get out there if you see some neighbors, really say, hey, how do you like the neighborhood? How's the schools? How's the crime rate? Can you tell me anything about it? It is your best advantage in the marketplace because as a consumer, now you have that feel good. You know, we always buy and sell on emotion. And a lot of times, the best decision you can make is you guys getting together as a family, doing your homework, and it's that feel good, right? It's that feel good. That's why buying and selling real estate is so important that we capture the buyer as a seller, right? And then buyers work on emotion and feel good. They're going to make a quick decision, especially if it's their home. If it's an investment, something else. We probably can go on and on. I've got so many more questions, but I hope you've enjoyed this show. So we got about a minute and 20 before we close out. And, there's a lot into real estate. One of the biggest advantages that you can do in today's market is get with the right agent in the team. And we'd love to interview for the job. We're always here for you. We're not a big organization, but we pride on quality and taking care of the customer. We always say, hey, part of the family, we like to make you part of the family. We're proud sponsors of the Vols. Your Tennessee Realtor, Vols for life, no question. And, we're always proud to be working with those guys and helping any way we can in the community. And let's see, don't forget, guys. So if you're looking to possibly see where your market is, check out ryancoleman.org. Free tool there just to get a snapshot of where the market's at. If you'd like some more information about your home, I'd be glad to help you. If you want to call me and talk to me anytime, guys, 693-SOLD, 693-SOLD. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We have these live streaming in case you catch us on the radio. You get to see my beautiful mug, man. Anyway, my team sends you all the love. We hope you're doing well. Stay safe. Until next weekend, we'll see you here with Real Estate with Ryan. You guys have a wonderful weekend.